Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing dot to dot. Now, I always get excited when I find a Blobz puzzle because he creates fantastic puzzles. It's not very often that he creates ones that are particularly approachable, and it's quite unusual when he does create ones that are approachable, 1-star, 2-star difficulty rated, that I end up being one of the first to feature because it's only got a few hundred solved, so I'm fairly sure that by featuring it today we're going to be able to get it to well over 1,000. Although to be fair, Blobz is popular enough that he'll accomplish this entirely on his own. We have a fairly straightforward set of rules today, literally just two variants, which compared to yesterday's 8 is quite different. So let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set from Blobz with dot to dot. I did say, fairly straightforward, we're talking about crop key dots with no negative constraints, and we're talking about fog. If you know what all of that means, link in the description down below for you to play. On the off chance that you don't, the rules are normal Sudoku, place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column of course if I can actually select one, and then every 3x3 box, so nothing unusual about that one. Then we have white dots separate consecutive digits. Let's pick this cell. If this is a 2, this cell that's separated by a white dot would have to be consecutive with 1 or 3. And then a black dot separates digits where 1 is double the other. So a 2 in here could lead to 1 or 4 with this black dot. So one cell is double the other. Not all dots are shown. So a 2, a 3, a 4, the absence of a black dot, the absence of a white dot will not be a problem under today's rules. And then of course, last but not least, we've got what does it say? Placing correct digits will clear the fog from our surrounding cells, possibly revealing more clues. So if this 2 was correct, the surrounding cells that are covered in fog will be cleared, hopefully revealing more clues so we can actually progress with the solve. So, as always, to play along, link in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Sorry, just double checking, is that? Yeah, that is recording correctly. So let me just continue. Now, in my 2 example that I just took you through, this wouldn't have worked because let's just, for the sake of arguments, yes, box 8 looks good. But then what do I do about the black crop key dot digits that are over here? And let's just see if there's a quick way of doing this. So remember, black crop key dot digits are 1, 2, 4, and 8, as in the powers of 2, 3, and 6. So essentially, these cells are from 1, 2, 4, 8, 3, 6. As is this cell. Kind of forgot about that. So we need a stretch of 3 cells where every one of them is a black crop key dot digit. So actually, I should have done it this way, just for the sake of completion. So we just shown that 1, 2, 3 doesn't work. 2, 3, 4 probably will. 3, 4, 6 doesn't because they're not consecutive, which is what we need in here. And obviously 4, 6, 8 doesn't. Again, they're not consecutive. So this is definitely a 3. This is definitely a 6. This is 2, 4 in some order. The 4 will be connected to an 8. The 2 will be connected to a 1 because essentially the 4 is not available and the 2 is not available. So this is entirely forced. Right, then we have, I'm going to keep these up as a reference as we kind of move up the grid. When you talk about 3 black crop key dot digits that they can't repeat, you know you're not dealing with the 3, 6 pair, otherwise it'll be 3, 6 back to 3, and then you're repeating them in the same circumstance, in this case row. So we are dealing with a 1, 2, 4, 8. This cell would have to be 2 or 4. Essentially, if you're picking 3 consecutive ones, they have to be 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. This case I know it's 2, 4, 8 because if it's 1, 2, 4, the 1 would have to be connected to a 2, which is no longer available in box 8. So this is definitely a 4. This is a 2, 8 pair. The 2 is not connecting to a 3, so this is definitely a 1, and then 7 or 9. And I actually don't know how to place the 7 or 9 for now because there's nothing else that's pencil marked in here, so both are equally valid at this point. Right, we're going to keep going upwards, I think. So we need 2 consecutive digits. Right, something about consecutive digits is you always have to have an even digit and an odd digit. Can't have two odd digits be consecutive. That's just not going to work. I have placed all of the even digits in here, 2, 4, and 8, except for 6. So I need a 6 on here. This is not my 6. This is my 6, and therefore this is another 5 or 7. And it looks like we're just going to keep going up. We've got another black Kropki dot set that are not 4, 6, or 3. So this can only be a 1-2 pair. Essentially, if I just remove all of these now, which two can actually be connected? It can only be a 1-2 pair. I know this is the 2, 8 is in here. That's not the 2. That's the 1. That's the 2. Lovely. Right, let's keep going. Can I do anything with this black Kropki dot or this black Kropki dot? Probably this one, because I have 1, 2, 4, and 8 all in here. So this is definitely a 3, 6 pair. And obviously this 6 tells me the order. That's 3, that's 6. This is now from 2, 4, and 8 because I can see 1, 3, and 6. So it's either 2, 4 or 4, 8. There's a definite 4 in here. Sorry, taking a second to just appreciate what else do I have left. So what is kind of the remaining, I mean, column 5 is looking fairly complete, and it might help me with this white Kropki dot trio. So let's just pencil mark what we have left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So I have 5, 7, 8, and 9 remaining. A 5 in here would require 4, 3, possible. Obviously 6 is not available. A 7 in here would require 8, 9, possible. Let me just pencil mark these. So 4, 3 works. That would be 2. That would be 8. That would be 7 or 9. Yeah, all of that's fine. The 7 again, because the 6 is not available, that would become 8, 9. That would therefore have to be 1, 2, and this would have to be 4, all of which is credible. 8 feels more difficult because I can't do 7, 6, and obviously I can't do 9, 10. So 8 is off the table, leaving 9, which would go to 8, which would go to 7, which is also still credible. Yeah, clearly not the right spot. Oh, of course, this black Kropki dot is not 1, 3, 6, or 4. This is 2 or 8. This is 1 or 4. The 2 in here doesn't work because the 1 and 3 consecutive digits are not available. So that's definitely 8. That's definitely 4. This is 7 or 9. No 8 in here anymore. So this is a 2, 4 pair. And then the rest of these are 5, 7, 9. Does that help me in the column at all? Maybe. Maybe? No. Because, 5 is, it creates some pressure, but 5 is basically not pencil marked anywhere else. So this is a very easy scapegoat. This is another 5, 7, 9. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Right, same trick again with this white Kropki dot. That is not 2, 4, 8. This is 6 with either a 5 or a 7, definite 6. Which means one of my 5, 7s is in here. A second one at most is in there. And therefore there has to be a 9. I didn't mean to highlight all of these. There has to be a 9 in here. I couldn't have 5, 7. That would leave this white Kropki dot with nothing. So that is not a 9 because I've got to have 1 in here. And these 5, 7s are the same, meaning there's another 5, 7 in here that is the same. Not a lot to go on. 5, 7 pair gives me a 9 in here. Doesn't help me resolve what's going on there because the 8, 7 is still viable. I said credible a few times when I meant viable, so apologies. This white Kropki dot is not even because we placed all the even digits, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So this is odd, meaning this is even. The even digit that's available in box 6 is not 2, 4, or 6. It can only be 8, and therefore this is another 7, 9. We're rapidly running out of variant clues, are we? 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. That 2 tells me that is the 8, that is the 1. Actually, that's the 2, that's the 1. This is 7 or 9. that 8 removes the 8 possibility up there. That's 4, that's 3. That has to be 5 now. And therefore that is 7. That is 5. This is a 7-9 pair. This is a 5-6 pair, if I can actually type. And this is not 5 or 7. This is not 5 or 7. Yep, I can just clean this up, if you call that cleaning up. Right, so there's a 5 somewhere in here with a 7, 8, 9. The 5 is not in this column. The 5 is in here. This is not 8. That's another 7, 9. This is my only 8 in this box. That's the 8. That's the 9. Lovely. Black Kropke dots that do not include 3 and 6. So essentially they have to be the extreme digits. One of them is 1, 2. One of them is 4, 8. This is not the 4, 8 one because this cell can be neither. So that's the 1, 2. That's the 4, 8. And I know the order because of this 4. That's 8. That's 4. And then I'm left with 5, 7, 9s. No, I need a 6. Sorry, I've got a 9. I'm just operating on the assumption that we just keep filling away tons of these black Kropke dots, which is fair, but you know, this is very much about Kropke dots. But anyway, what is this cell? Not 4 or 8. So again, thinking about the even and odds that are available. 2 would work. No, 2 wouldn't because 1 and 3 are not available. So this is definitely a 6 with a 5, 7. Something in this order. But essentially, all of the remaining cells are 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, except this cell is not a 6 because I need them in one of these 2 cells. That's as far as I can go. And then there's a 6 somewhere down here, and it's still in the fog. And then 8 is up here. I feel like I'm just doing random Sudoku, hoping it will yield a result, which is frankly not a plan. So we know there's another 7, 9. The remaining digits are 1, 3, and 5. And I just can't restrict them whatsoever in here. So actually that 1 gave me 2, 1. Yeah, it was Sudoku, just so I wasn't looking in the right place. Then again, this is not 2 or 4. So my options are 6 and 8. Can't really restrict it. I mean, what I can do is just, so for the sake of argument, let's say it's essentially from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I end up with 4 cells from these 5 digits. Sorry, 4 cells from these 5 digits. So I almost have a quintuple. Not quite, almost. Yeah, just doesn't feel like there is a lot of information here. It was going quite swimmingly well, and then suddenly there was just, like I said, not a lot of information. This is not the 2, 4. This is not the 2, 4. I'm just looking around odds and evens, and I've got the 6, the 8, and then this is one of the 2, 4s. This is the other 2 cells are not. So one of these is another 2, 4, which is, again, not a lot of info. Where am I going with all of this? 1's not useful. Let me just kind of first focus on the obvious thing. Is there any more obvious Sudoku that I've missed, like that 1 and that 2 up there? Pencil marks, basically, that were resolved. I just haven't paid attention to. No 5 here. Two is one of these 2. Not very useful. 1 is not. Okay, how about we finish this box? That's 1. This is 6, 7 pair. 1 and 2 are now in here. And clearly they're not 6, 7, so that removed the 8. That's the 8. 1, 2 pair. I still need a 3, which can only be here now. And then a 9, because I've got a 5, 6, 7 triple. So this is actually a 3, 9 pair. That removes the 9 from here, and the 8, to be fair. So this is a 5, 6, 7. Can't reach 9 anymore. So 9 is in here somewhere. The fact that this can still be 9 still means I am still dealing with 5 digits in 4 cells. So I haven't quite cracked it, but it is 6, 7 pair. This is not 6 or 7. This can only be an 8 now. And therefore this can only be a 7 because the 9 is not available. And that's 9. That's 7. This is not 7. 5 and 6 still very much alive. These 5, 6 are not resolved. And then there is a 7 down here. Okay. So I remember there was 2, 4 and a 1, 3. And again, the 1, 3 is proving very, actually that's 7, there you go. 6, 7. I was going to say proving very difficult to do something with. But I'm going to take it back in a second. 5, 7 pair. No resolution. Not 2 or 4. So therefore it's 1 or 3. It's not 1. That's 3. This is 2 or 4. This is not 2 or 4. That's a 1. That's a 2 or 4. Then in here I have 3, 7, 9. Not enough. And then 1 something. 1, 5. That is not my 8. That is my 8. White crop key. We've got 6 and 8. This is not the even digits of 2 or 4. This is the 2 or 4. I do end up with 2 or 4 pair in the column. It's not a 2 because it's not 1 or 3. So this is forced to be 4, 5, 2, 4. And then whatever is remaining, 3. In here I need 3 and I need 9 to finish this box. What do I need in here? I need a 2 somewhere, which can only be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6, 7, 9. This is my 9. This is 6. This is 7. That's 9. We should be kind of getting towards the end of the puzzle now. That's the fog fully revealed. That 6 is not 7. That's a 5. That's 1. That's 5. If I can type. 2, 1, 7, 5. Not resolved. Not resolved. So the 3, 7, actually hang on, 4 and 2. So the 3, 7, 9 are alive for now. Let's see if we can get some more info. That's 4, 2. I have another 3, 9 in the column. And a 6, no, and a 7. That's my 7, that's my 9. That's just 3 or 9, still is the case. That 9 gave me 3, however, and 9 and 3. So all the pencil marks done. We are very nearly home here. 1, 7. If I've not made any mistakes, 9 for the finish. Very smooth puzzle, Mr. Blobz. Always enjoy your puzzles. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Yeah, nice puzzle for a Thursday. By the way, it's a Easter weekend for us, starting tomorrow. Yeah, Good Friday tomorrow. So not too sure if I want to feature 4 difficult puzzles, kind of 2-star difficulty rated. Let me know in the comments down below and then I'll follow accordingly. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you back soon. And I haven't set this up to end it correctly. Excuse me whilst I sort that out. You would have thought, now that we're nearly 800 videos, I'm kind of getting good at this. See you back soon. Bye-bye for now.